I believe we have symbiosis with bacteria and viruses. If you look at them under an electron microscope, it's like watching a science fiction movie. Check out bacteriophages. The HIV resembles a spaceship. It is estimated that there are 10 million viruses for every drop of seawater. They vastly outnumber all organisms on the planet. They are considered inanimate because they require a host to become activated. I think they use organisms and humans to study metabolism. The human virome contains 380 trillion viruses. Yes, 380 trillion viruses live in our body. Viruses do have their place, though. Some do help life. According to Wikipedia, phytoplankton growth in the ocean is stimulated by the enhancement of nitrogen cycling due to the viral lysis of bacteria. Human bacteriophages have been known to combat antibiotic-resistant bacteria in areas of the body where antibiotics cannot go, wrote Elizabeth Payne, PhD, Bacteriophages and Human Disease. COVID-19 is a deadly airborne virus, and we still do not have a legitimate vaccine. Well, now we do. That's because I wrote this back in November when there wasn't a vaccine. So I'll give you an example of a symbiotic relationship. See this ivy here? One of the ways that it grows and thrives is that there's bacteria that live on this plant and that actually provide the nitrogen for it to thrive, So bacteria live on the plant and, and then the bacteria allow the plant to thrive, and its metabolism. So, and I stated on the last one of the parts is that COVID-19 has 29 proteins, and there are parts of it. I think I read that there is a third part. The third part of the proteins, they're known as accessory proteins. They're not understood, and they somehow interact with the innate immune system. So there's a lot of mysteries with viruses in general. I mean, like I said, 380 trillion viruses live in our body, and I just think that as we are born and all the way up to 18 years, I mean, there's a lot of boosters and vaccines that we were given so that we can fight off the infection if it happens again. And it's just one of those things, and we just have to do all we can to prevent infection until there is a legitimate vaccine found. I mean, there's like 3 variants already that have come up. There's one in I think it was in Africa, South Africa. There's one in the UK, and I think there was another one in Africa that was found. And they're just going to keep happening because viruses mutate all the time. And I believe that they mutate because virus's goal is to find a host and then replicate itself. And and then that's basically it. And so if our survival, happened to be finding food, we're going to find food. We're going to do whatever we can to find food. Same with viruses. They need to replicate to continue to thrive. And so I believe that viruses are constantly trying to find ways to evade from being stopped and continue to replicate. So I'm not a scientist. I just happen to have a degree in nutrition from Texas, and I have Holy Spirit guided sense, which is common sense, and it's Holy Spirit guided. But I'm not a scientist. I mean, I have a lot of respect for the scientists that are studying this virus and trying to stop it. And I pray that you can find vaccine, and we could just stop this all at once. And what we need to do is start finding ways to prevent the constant influx of new germs into the system, into the environment, and into our um, ecosystem of life, and so a lot of it has to do, like I said, the global warming, and if it gets too hot for people to live, I mean, they have to migrate, if there's no food supply, people have to migrate to survive. Otherwise, they'll die. They'll starve to death. If it gets too hot to live, then you have to move someplace where you can survive. So, I mean, like I said, I really think that this is a sign of the times, and a lot of things are happening now, and so we have to really rely on our faith in Jesus Christ, and do what we can to survive, because I believe that God has our back, and He wants us to reach farther for Him. And that's all I have to say today. God bless you.